Hey, what is up guys? This is Mio and we are here with week 3 of the NPL Minors versus Danekii, coach of the Roseradenborg. And he's got a pretty scary team. Let's just get right into his. He has got Kyron Black, which is his Z-move user, Celesteela, Nidoqueen, Greninja, Mimikyu, Brazion, Zygarde, Azelf, Machamp, and Mega Man Electric. So he has got some scary ways to get into his big two threats in Kyron Black and Celesteela, which are just very, very threatening and honestly just really hard to prep for. Just because they're so overpowering. Celesteela can do so much. It doesn't seem like it can, but it can do so much. It can run its defensive sets. It can run its offensive automatized sets. Kyron Black can run like 50 sets that are really good or something like that. Greninja, Nidoqueen, and Mimikyu and Brazion and all the rest really are just solid mons in general that I can see coming to me. And I really want to be ready to be able to beat them down. So let's just get into the team I'm going to bring to him. So first off, right off the bat is Volcarona. So I really just want to get this to work sometime, because first two matches I just did not want to bring it up at all. This team does not support Volcarona very well. So that's really a shame, honestly, because it's such a good mon, but I just cannot get it right. And there's a fly right here, sorry. So it's got Chardy Berry, so it can take any of those rock slides that I'm sure it'll want to carry for this thing, because everybody wants to carry a rock slide for a Volcarona. So with the 204 defense I have invested, that should be able to live a hit from something. Fire Blast and Giga Drain, hit everything. I only need Giga Drain for Greninja. That's its fire resist on this team, so that's really nice. I can just run it like that if I can get it in. And Roost and Quiver Dance, this is finishing off the set. I don't really know that I'll Roost, but it's like in case I can, basically. So if that's Volcarona, I don't really know that it will work, but it's not even like the end-all win condition for this match anyway. Other things on this team can still win it, so it's fine. The next one up is Starmie, of course, and of course this is my spinner on the team, so I need that to help out Volcarona if possible, because these two mons will want to come together. At least Volcarona wants Starmie to come. Starmie can come on its own. So it's Life Orb Analytic, because nothing can really fit into that very well at all. With Psyshock, Hydro Pump, and T-Bolt, that just hits everything on his team mostly. Kind of misses out on Kyron Black a bit, actually. I was debating running Flash Cannon for Kyron Black and Mimikyu, but I just don't think it's worth it. And I've also got Spinning, so I need to spin for the Volcarona to help. And just in general, because he's got some decent Spike and T-Spike and Rocks options, like Nidoqueen and Greninja can T-Spike, so you can Rocks with Zygarde and Nidoqueen, I guess. Nidoqueen kinda likes that role here, actually. Decent bit. So, yeah. Starmie just a bit of a support, like offensive supporting one here. Just damaging things a ton and just blowing through his team pretty nicely. I didn't time my mouse, but that's fine. So, Banded Zygarde is such a strong set, and I'm going to bring it this week because I feel like it does really well. So, its speed is for max speed Nidoqueen just to be safe. I don't need that much, but that'll be fine. So, it's got 1,000 arrows and Zen Headbutt. Zen Headbutt is only for Brazion, of course, because otherwise I cannot hit that thing with anything. Get my mouse out of the way. E-Speed is, I want priority on it, so I got it. And Outrage is, I really it's got 4 moves. I'll most likely only actually have to use the first 2, because Zen Headbutt I will probably use, because Brazion is basically the only thing on this team that actually wants to come in on Zygarde at all. So just donk it with that, and it takes a ton of damage, and is crippled as hell. So fourth mon is an AV Tornadus T, Hurricane Heatwave knockoff U-turn. It kind of hits most everything. It takes about 50% from a Mega Man Electric Volt Switch normally, so that is super nice. I can come in on that if I want to, or even stay in on it and get a U-turn off my own. So AV Torn with max HPs. I think it's super nice here, super reliable in this matchup. Super, with Regenerator it can just basically do whatever I want it to do. So I'm really happy with this. It can take hits from Greninja as long as it's not fucking physical Ice Punch Rock Fight that, which I can still take hits from, but not as easily. So any special beasts he's got, it's fine against. So this team is kinda weak to like Ice, but he has Kyber Black. So that's a bit worrying, but I should be fine against that because I can just take it out offensively anyway. And our 5th mon on the team is Mixed Defense Ferrothorn with Seeds and T-Wave, Rocks, and Gyro Ball. I know it's a little bit weird running Gyro Ball and T-Wave on the same set, but I really do like the option of T-Waving either an Automata Celesteela, even though it just flamethrowed me, or mainly on the Kyber Black. I want that. In case you want something like Z-Heal, I can still check it with Coco. So Seeds, just get back some health. I had Protect on this for a while, but I really want that option, the T-Wave. So that's what I went with this leftovers, because I don't really need a berry here. I think he'll focus his prep more onto Volcarona and Zygarde, and maybe even Coco, so I don't really need to run like a Chople or I don't really need to run Chople at all, honestly. Because his fighting type is Hitmonchan and Virizion, but Virizion is checked by Torn. And he has no fire, I don't believe. So that's what Ferrothorn does here, and I think it can work. I don't know how well I'll utilize it, but it can work, definitely. And our 6th mon of the team is quickly, that's the word, becoming one of my favorite Pokemon on this team. It's very reliable. It is Tapu Koko. With Expert Belt, Nature's Madness, People, U-Turn, Dazzling Gleam. Nature's Madness is only for the Nidoqueen. That's what it's called, yes. First one for the Nidoqueen. And I am breathing. Yes, I'm breathing, and I lost what I was going to say. Nature's Madness is for that. Comes in, takes half health, U-Turn out. D-Gleam and T-Bolt just hit almost everything else entirely. So this is really nice. So if Nidoqueen takes prior damage, then I can actually potentially knock this out with a D-Gleam. If I get it to like 20, if it comes out like 50, I can take it out with like a quarter health with D-Gleam potentially. But mostly I just want to get out of there, make Nidoqueen take a lot of damage. So it's really nice here that they can do some decent work. So that's all I got on the team. Let's just get to the battle. So we are here. So he brought Nidoqueen, Kyber Black, Greninja, Mimikyu, Virizion, and Mega Manectric. So honestly, I didn't expect him to bring the Virizion here. It's because I have both my birds. I have Coco. I have Starmie and Volcarona. So I didn't really prep for it too hard. Besides that Zygarde you saw, but it's really not that worrisome at all. I'm kind of glad to see it because I don't worry about it. It's just kind of annoying for your Ferrothorn in general. Scarfon, it could be really annoying. Scarfon, any of these could be annoying to me, honestly. So I'm gonna try to see if I can dodge some Scarves. But that might have not even crossed his mind at all to run a Scarfon these. So yeah, I think Volcarona has some decent opportunities, but not the best. Starmie can hit him decently hard too, but Greninja's a cuck and Mimikyu's a cuck. There's still a fly in my room. Banded Zygarde just demolishes him. If I can catch the Virizion and I switch in, then it's just demolished because he has no Zygarde to switch in as well. He has no Zygarde to be a secondary switch into it. So it's only Virizion here. That's super nice. Ferrothorn can wall Mimikyu basically, and Coco can just outspeed the Kyber Black, the Greninja, and the Virizion. And I already went over what eliminated Queen and Nature's Madness that. Hopefully that can come into play because that is immediate switch into it. So let's just click play and see how this goes out. So he leads with Manectric, I lead with Torn. That's happened quite a bit, honestly, in the mocks I did too, so I'm used to this situation. So he just goes for his Voltage. No, he goes for Toxic first. That's fine. I don't really mind that much. Get some 12 damage on it, so it's a Toxic variant. And so Torn is out, and Zygarde's in. And right away I make my prediction that he bring in Virizion. Because what else would he do? So now Virizion is at 11%. That's huge for me. Huge, huge, huge. So because of that, now this is really not a worry at all anymore. I can't switch in 1,000 arrows any longer. So I just ban 1,000 arrows at the end, and it just dies. And he doesn't stay in, so I go right back into Torn. He voltages out. I know, I only take 43, so he is not max special attack. That's actually some decent information to have, because at this point I don't really know what he is, because I've got U-turn damage on it, but that's not enough to know his investment in anything. So I do find out after the game that he's S-Def, so U-turn out, gets Horn HP back, and really he has no switch into a Hydro Pump right here. But yeah, I found out he was S-Def, and I crit him with the Hydro Pump. That sucks, man, so much. You would have lived that. Not very well, because this is Analytic Hydro Pump from a Life Orb Starmie. But you would have lived that, and it would have been a bit different here. So apologies for that. You didn't get a chance. But at the end of the day, it is the game, and I don't know how much that mattered. So I get out of there into Ferrothorn. He Fusion Bolts, and Fusion Bolt is not a contact move, I soon learned. As I had thought it was, but oh well. Hidden Power knocks me down pretty low. So I need to get my rocks up here to cripple Kyra Black coming back in, cripple, like break any sashes that you might want to have too, because Greninja could be Sash, Mimikyu could be Sash. It shouldn't be, but it could be. So I get right back out of there as he goes for another HP Fire. And I U-turn right back into Ferrothorn and let it die to an Ice Beam. Let it die to a couple Ice Beams. Because why not? I want to see what it was. And it's not Scarfed. And I do get the Nature's Madness off, and now this thing is at half. So, what my game plan here is now is really to just try and get, I guess just get damage on stuff and try and get Zygarde into band sleep here. End game. So he just sacks off his Virizion to a Hurricane, which I do hit, mind you. Look, I do hit that. And kind of Black comes back in. I knock off his Chardy Berry, so he was worried about something. He was worried about Stone Edge for Mega Aerodactyl. Which, you know, that's understandable. I almost bought it this game, but wasn't feeling it. I just didn't want to bring it. I just felt like this team comp was best. So, as he goes for a Fusion Bolt, I take quite a lot of damage, but I'm able to, in the end, let this thing go down to a... No, he goes into Nidoqueen. I Dazzling Gleam this, and it's now into range where 2 just knock it out. Thanks to that Nature's Madness earlier, that was really, really good. So Nidoqueen's down to Coco, so the quote-unquote hard counter to Coco Nidoqueen dies to it, so that's really funny. I know. So during the game, he immediately went out into Greninja, and he knows that Greninja is slower, so this is no doubt a Scarf Greninja. Sorry, I let Volcarona die. I could not get Volcarona up with this team. I feel really bad, but it just was never going to work for me. So, I think I got that planned out. So I know it's Scarf. And I was correct. I was actually pretty risky to do that, but I had to. So here I learned that he is slow Mimikyu. That's really interesting, because like a bulkier Mimikyu, I think S-Def, take on Torn a bit better. I don't get that though, honestly, but it's not really a call I can make. Probably worked in certain scenarios. But ESD's there, that's a bit of a choke. But I mean, it's understandable. He might have been faster if I ran as slow as Zygarde, but I ran quite a lot of speed into this thing here. So, that just goes down. Honestly, that's pretty lucky for me. And apparently, this thing here is also slow. So Zygarde's able to get some like 3 kills to clean up here at the end game. So I'm very, very proud of this thing because I love Zygarde quite a bit. And this was super nice 4-0 for me. Everything came out, everything did their part. Torn did its pivoting job very well. Starmie did its analytic lifeform job beyond what it should have because it crit. And Coco just beat down its check-in Nidoqueen very, very nicely. And I'm very proud of that thing. Coco is honestly amazing. I'm very happy that I got it. Made it Zygarde clean. Volcarona, yeah, no. Yeah, it didn't do anything. I feel really bad about that. And Ferrothorn got Roxas. So, you know what? At the end of the day, it was worth it. Entirely. So, GG Dan, love you man. You're still a really good battler. You've never not been a good battler, trust me. And I wish you the best of luck in the future. And this has been Mio. Peace.